Don't hurt my love, don't hurt my heart, don't hurt my love, don't hurt my heart, don't hurt my love, don't hurt my love.
Good evening, Internet. This is Decade49 here, and I am proud to present you with episode 6 of the High Level Play podcast, or the Playcast as we like to call it. Kirkus and I've recorded this in the wee hours of yesterday morning, and we were slightly inebriated. This is possibly the reason that the introduction has been lost to the vagaries of time. So I'm just giving you this intro to give you a little bit of context about why immediately we start talking randomly without saying anything else. What you missed was us talking about Hobo Over Shotgun, the In-Betweeners, and me having a rant about cinema queues and seating arrangements. I'm sure we can make up for it next week. So you're about to hear myself, Deca49, and Kirkus Menurcus discussing the latest news in video game fandom. If you would like to contact us, we are on highlevelplay@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment on the YouTube video, or you can leave a comment on iTunes. Any feedback would be appreciated. And with that, I'll crack on.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
Welcome back, everyone. This is our news section, obviously, and first topic we're going to talk about today is the old DRM, what is it again, Deckard?
Digital Rights Management.
Well,
quite a mouth.
And that's and obviously there's been a lot of scandal. We've touched the topic in our last few episodes of our podcast about people, especially Ubisoft.
You play,
yeah.
Maybe 500 quid and then you can play my game.
Yeah, well, looks like the tide's turning on him now because...
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Okay.
If you just want to fill us in a bit more about this, Deckard, that'd be great.
Let's talk a little bit about...
Before I drown in the water.
Oh, you're continuing it. I like it.
Do you like it?
Let's talk a little bit about From Dust. Now, you and I talked about From Dust on our last podcast. And we had both played it on XBLA.
I loved it.
We both liked it. You loved it. I thought it was a quality game. I had some reservations, but that's fine. Now, Ubisoft have ported From Dust onto the PC. Unfortunately, they've upset a person or two. And when I say a person or two, I mean the internet. There is a bit of an issue on, that's involved in PC gaming around piracy at the moment, and this is something which affects primarily the handheld, so the PSP, the DS, and the PC gaming market. And one of the ways that these developers are trying to alleviate piracy on the PC is via DRM, or Digital Rights Management. The controversy here, Kirk, is that upon initial investigation, Ubisoft said you will not have to be online consistently to play From Dust. And that was a little bit of a change for them, because previously Ubisoft has had kind of a zero tolerance policy on online gaming on the PC. But they have said, to their credit, that they will take every game on an individual case-by-case basis, and they were quoted as saying you will not have to be online to play From Dust. Now, as it transpires, what they actually meant was you will not have to be online consistently to play From Dust, because you do have to be online to boot the game up, even in single player.
Right.
How do you feel about that, Kirk?
Well, I'm not too familiar, to be honest with you, PC gaming, but if they're saying that you should only play it whilst online, I can see that being a bit of a shit, really, innit? Because it's your game, you've paid for it, you should be able to play it when and how you like, whenever you want. Do you know what I mean?
And that is the crux of the matter, Kirk, and you've knocked the nail squarely on the head there, because what people are saying is, this is my content. I paid money for it. I bought it. Why can't I play it in any way, any fashion that I choose? I can watch a DVD standing on my head if I want.
That's it.
I can watch a DVD while I watch Apple dance around that pole to our right. And, I can have my bits out. I could be waving them around. Like, the point is, I consume my content however I want. And what Ubisoft is saying is, no, you don't. You have an internet connection, or you don't play our content. Now, we did talk about the discontinuation of servers. Do you recall? Like, EA cuts their jam every year.
Yeah.
So what people are saying now is, what happens if the server goes down? I can't play. Like, if the server drops, I can't play my game.
No.
And
Which would suck.
Yeah, and hackers have actively knocked over Ubisoft servers just to prove the point.
Yeah.
Like with Assassin's Creed, hackers went and knocked their servers over just so no one could play the game, and said, look, this is not a thing. This is not cool.
No.
Let people play single player content offline if they want to.
That's the thing. You see, you gotta keep your consumers happy, because at the end of the day, they can just make you look like a mug, especially in PC gaming, because the guys are so clever. We've seen that with Sony and the hackers. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
You just don't piss off the gaming community when it comes to games and trying to restrain people to what they can and can't do.
And see, the thing of it is, Kirk, the real irony here is that at the moment, you can look at one BitTorrent tracking site, and there are over 2,000 people downloading a cracked version of From Dust for the PC. And it comes back to what we were talking about earlier with the iOS games, and it's convenience. It's more convenient to play Plants vs. Zombies on your iPhone than it is to play anything on a 3DS, because you have your iPhone with you at all times. It's convenient. So what people are doing is people are downloading the cracked pirated version of From Dust because it's more convenient for them to consume that content. Like, so the cracked version, you can play it however you want. You don't have to be online. Don't have to be online. You can be wherever you want.
So you telling me now that they've actually introduced this policy now?
Well, it's been ongoing. It's been ongoing actually.
Since its release.
Yeah.
So you can only play it online. I thought they were thinking of introducing it, or it's actually.
No, this is live. This is a thing.
This is actually happening now.
You need to so for every session of From Dust that you play, you have to be online to start that session.
Oh, I thought they were just toying.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. So you will not be surprised to hear that half of the internet are downloading the crack version.
I'm not
The
surprised.
crack version you can play offline whenever you want.
I know a lot of people do play games whilst online, but it's not the point. I think they're just thinking, well, I'll just download the crack. But that wasn't the whole reason of them doing this. It was just to be like a deterrent for piracy in the first place.
And they're promoting piracy, some people would say.
They are.
I don't know. There's also some other issues with the game, Kirk, and this is another staple of PC gaming, and we might visit this once or twice, but they haven't optimized the game for mouse control, which seems crazy when you think about it. Like a mouse is a perfect instrument to control a game like From Dust.
Especially like the last game they released, it wasn't the last game released, but another game they released was Black and White, which was perfect with the mouse. I loved that game, man. Exactly.
And they've locked the PC version to 30 frames a second, which is quite silly because, a significant amount of 360 games are locked to 30 frames per second, but that's because of hardware issues. Like the whole idea of having a PC is that it's about 5 times as powerful as an Xbox.
So explain to me why they've done that then.
Cheap port. It's a lazy port. So they've developed their primary development platform has been, a console, either the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3, and then they've not expanded the game for the PC to take advantage of the PC's unique features, which is additional memory, additional storage, and additional control mechanisms.
What's going on? Ubisoft lately, man.
Ubisoft have gone fucking west, mate. Ubisoft have gone west. I've got a couple of quotes here, and I'm looking at the story on giantbomb.com. So thank you, Giant Bomb. Quote: Ubisoft lied to us. The DRM requires you to have a constant internet connection when they explicitly said this would not be the case. End quote. Quote: the DRM on this arse nugget is hilarious. I suggest you all get this fucker taken off. Stop slaughtering this game, Ubisoft. End quote. So, if someone posts that on my Facebook page,
I'll do something about it.
Yeah, I would not be happy. I would not be happy at all. But, there you go.
That's crazy. They're just pissing people off, which is unnecessary.
For sure. We've sort of tangented out a little bit there, Kirk, on the whole PC scene because it's not something either of us are experts in.
No.
But I do think in our podcast, in our high-level playcast, we're reporting some very, very important news about the digital movement, and I can, my desire is to continue to do that.
Definitely.
And I think we will do because I just like to take a little moment to editorialize there, and I think I just want to kind of tell the people listening to us what one of the reasons that I believe that our podcast is offering something slightly different to what other people are offering, and that's the fact that we're not just reporting the news. We're talking about the news, but there's a tendency on the internet and on a lot of these games websites, as you'll know, Kirk, it's just Monday's news, Tuesday's news, Wednesdays is Wednesday's news, and it's all about bringing people back to the website just on a day-by-day basis to hear what's about going on. What we do and what I want us to continue to do and what I want us to get better at doing is actually just thinking about the trends.
Yeah.
Because this stuff doesn't happen in isolation. It's all interlinked.
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting because, particularly the digital stuff, like, the brick and mortar retailers are locking down the digital people. They're saying, we want you to spend a certain amount of money, like selling your games. Like, we want the amount of money that you'll spend, like they're selling your games at, to be equivalent to us. Otherwise, GameStop and people like that, they'll say to Microsoft, we won't sell your console anymore.
No.
If you undercut us on your marketplaces to a certain extent, to a certain tolerance, we will stop selling your consoles.
Yeah.
How's like them fucking apples?
I think it'll come to a head eventually, definitely.
And you've got places like GameStop now, like really like investing heavily in digital markets. And I think this is something we need to keep reporting on, Kirk, and just keep our eye on.
Definitely.
Like, and it's not something that I've seen a lot of people do. Just the continuous, like Giant Bomb are pretty fucking cool at this, and since they've acquired Patrick Klepek, who's their news guy, he's reporting quite significantly on this. But we're doing it as well, so let's fucking do this, Jam.
Let's carry on, man.
Let's carry it on. Let's just keep our eye on digital markets and see what's going on here.
And we can always refer back to it and see what's changed from our last.
Yeah, so go back and
episodes,
and listen to podcast 2, episode 2. I can't really remember what we did in episode 2. It's all a blur to me. But 3DS, not the best. All right, that was there somewhere.
Pikachu, not for you. I think I remember you saying too.
That was pretty sweet. All right, I may have laboured the point a little bit there, but fuck it, job done.
Job done.
All right, next news item. So, Kirk, the second thing I want to talk about in the news section is the new PlayStation Vita game, Silent Hill: Book of Memories. It was announced some time ago, and people have been asking quite a lot of questions about it. And at the moment, there is a gaming convention called Gamescom going on in Germany, and that's going on from yesterday for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And they've dropped some footage. They've dropped some actual footage of this new PlayStation Vita Silent Hill. We've both watched it. Tell me what you think about it.
I know I sound quite negative on most things in these podcasts, but this doesn't look like Silent Hill to me. This looks more like Smash TV. It's like the footage I've been shown now, it's just you're looking down, like from bird's eye view, of like you and cooperative. I don't know how many players. Did it say Deckard?
There's 2 players on that screen.
2 players on that screen, yeah, but it just doesn't look like Silent Hill to me, because Silent Hill to me was just like dark, moody, psychological, like horror. But this doesn't look scary at all. It just looks like it's lost touch with what it should be and what it's meant to be.
So I guess from what you just said, there's 2 things that I'd probably like to pick up.
Go on.
Obviously, Resident Evil was the revival, if you'll excuse the pun, of survival horror. You know, Alone in the Dark is quite famous from back in the day of arguably being the first survival horror game, and Resident Evil was where they kind of brought that back.
And did it well.
And did it well indeed. However, I do believe that Silent Hill, in terms of atmosphere and psychological unsettlement, is a far, far, far superior experience than Resident Evil is. And Silent Hill 2, I don't know if you've played that, Kirk. James Sunderland looking for his wife.
I did.
That was it left an impression upon me, quite a significant one. If I received a letter from my dead wife telling me to come to that, our special place in Silent Hill, I probably would have burnt Silent Hill to the ground with lots of petrol. But he chose not to do that thing. So my first point was my experience has been that Silent Hill is and has been for me quite an intense psychological experience, like very, very, very interesting survival horror. The second thing that I'd like to touch upon is that what we were talking about last week, Kirk, what were we talking about with Uncharted on the PlayStation Vita?
About how good it looks, and
that was the first thing we said. But, I was also suggesting that I don't necessarily want that type of experience on a handheld.
No?
No, I don't think so. I'd rather play Uncharted on a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. But this... Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
But what they've done now with the new Silent Hill Book of Memories is something completely different. They've made the view isometric, so it's almost overhead. They've added some action elements, and from what I've seen, it does look like you can play it in much more bite-sized chunks, which is going to be crucial for the PlayStation Vita to succeed.
But it's not Silent Hill, though, is it? It's not darkened corridors with that horrible siren going, and it's like you can see everything that's coming towards you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, it is far more action orientated. You're completely correct. But I wonder if there's something they can't do to instill, some of those atmospheric elements while keeping the game a little bit more flamboyant, if you like.
It doesn't look right to me. I might have to disagree with you there.
We're going to disagree on that.
I'm going to disagree with you. I don't like the looks of it at all. I mean, you guys that are listening should check out the trailer. It doesn't look too impressive to me. I mean, yeah, it's got cooperative mode, which is cool, but Silent Hill to me was back in the day when the first one, especially, like just those dark atmospheric, like the snow dropping down, and you thought, right, should I go and check out this house? And next thing you hear the sirens going. That used to give me the shit. This to me just looks like Smash TV.
You fucking bastard! How are you comparing this to Smash TV?
That's what it is to me.
I'd buy that for $1.
That's RoboCop, mate.
Same thing.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure they do a very, very similar quote.
I'm sure. But yeah, Silent Hill. This Book of Memories doesn't look like a game for me. I think they've ruined it. And even the guy says on his on the trailer, the guy that's introducing the game, he goes, "Fans, you need not worry. It's I can't even remember what he said because it was that much of a shock to what.
He was a little bit of a bald and ugly bastard. No offense.
But yeah, I don't like the looks of this, guys. But I might be corrected when I play it myself. But I don't know.
Silent Hill, pay the bill.
Silent Hill, pay the bill. Yeah, that's cool.
I think the president of Nintendo is finished talking about Pikachu, and he's moved on to Silent Hill.
No, mate, this looks like a pile of shit.
Okay, you called it. You called it. We're gonna look back on this particular podcast in a number of months,
Okay,
and I'm gonna spank your ass.
okay. Well,
Now, from one news item for a game that I appreciate to one that you do.
another game they've been showing in Gamescom, more additional footage, is Saints Row the Third, which
Saints
I'm
Row.
pretty excited about, which is out on November the 15th.
Okay, we're not a game I've ever played actually.
You never played any of the
No.
first two? No?
I understand that it's supposedly similar to Grand Theft Auto, but with a little bit more personality. Would that be fair?
It's a little bit tongue in cheek. It doesn't take itself serious at all, but the first two didn't definitely. It was more like like slapstick Grand Theft Auto, if you know what I mean. It was it was a bit crazy, but the third one just takes it to another level. Apparently, I've seen the trailers and I've read up about it. It just looks absolutely crazy. And
It's still an open world game. Is that right?
yeah, it's sandbox again, just like the first two.
Yeah.
But apparently, what it is after the second game had finished, you got the Saints Row, which is like a neighborhood of gangsters, and they've taken over this Stillwater place, and they're like now in the third one they're like celebrities, so they're like on telly and everything.
What, they're so famous from doing their crime and violence.
From doing their crime, I know, yeah. But yeah. So this other gangster comes in and tries to take over and what have you, and that's where it all kicks off. So, but it just looks absolutely crazy. I mean, you can call in an airstrike on your rival gangs. You don't see that in Grand Theft Auto, do you?
Airstrike, like from Call of
Airstrike.
Duty,
Yeah, you can call in like a Harrier jet to drop bombs
on someone's house in someone's neighborhood.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy. But the first two, I preferred the first one to the second one because the first one came out more or less around the Xbox release date. It wasn't long after the Xbox was released. I quite enjoyed that game, to be honest with you, because it was like a stopgap before Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto, I played that to death. But I think the Saints Row's second one, I think they just ran out of ideas. I think they tried to be a bit more serious, tried to compete with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
But I think the third one, after seeing the trailers, I think they just thought, sod it, we're just gonna go all out and be crazy like we were in the first, I think.
So there's one particular trailer I think which has come out not too long ago, which is a little bit peculiar.
Which one? Oh, what's his name? Professor
Genki, I believe it is.
Professor Genki. This guy with like a kitten's head.
Meow.
I presume he's got like a TV show that's on the telly in this.
I wouldn't presume
city,
anything about a man who has a fucking kitten's head.
Yeah,
he's firing people out of cannons at one point.
He's got like a squid gun or something. He fires squids from his guns and shit. Oh, it's crazy.
Sounds bizarre, man. Sounds very, very bizarre.
Sounds crazy. But some of the weapons and the stuff that you could like jump in helicopters and just terrorize the city with. Oh, it's crazy. It does look pretty insane. Look well over the top, because I mean,
out in November it would appear.
It's out on November the 15th, so I think they could have probably released it either earlier, especially when there's such an epic game coming out like a few days before. So I can see that becoming a bit of a problem. They should have just released it before Skyrim. So
yeah, that's a thing, I guess.
I mean, because that is a massive, massive game coming out soon. So,
but you've got Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty 3 as well. So,
of course,
that's not going to be an easy month.
It's not, definitely not. But yes, the Saints Row the Third looks a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. It just looks like you just turn the game on, and just have a laugh, which sounds cool to me.
Nah, there's worse ways to play games, to be honest.
Definitely, because I had fond memories of the first one. Definitely.
I'm a little bit disappointed that I missed it actually.
It's really, really good. It's pretty cool. Like you could like they had with Grand Theft Auto, they didn't have the modifications of the character like they did in San Andreas. I mean, in San Andreas you could customize your character quite a lot. You could put tattoos on him. You can go to the gym, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But they sort of took that idea and introduced it to the first one, and maybe the second one. They brought it. You could like customize your gangster. Cause you got to start out. You got to make your character look to how you want him to look. You didn't get that chance in Grand Theft Auto 4. But yeah, it's just cool. You can just be over the top. You can be muscular. You can fat. You can cover him in tattoos. Get all
You
the
can fart.
You can do anything on it, man. It's crazy. You can,
How does it work when you go down the gym? How like what is it like QTE?
you don't get a gym in Saints Row. I was just talking about San Andreas. You could.
Oh, okay. All right, fine.
But little touches like that I like. You know, you could go to a shop and say you couldn't afford the jewelry. You just hold the shop up, and you can either all you have to do is point the gun at the guy behind the counter, and if you put his hands up, he'll sometimes it leads you to the safe and open the safe for you, and other times they just think right, just press the button, press the police the alarm light, and that was it. You just blow them away. Just little things like that. It was cool. I liked it, and you had your old turf wars and that. So I'm really looking forward to the third one. I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, it sounds pretty interesting, man. I might even look into it myself.
Why the hell not, mate?
Co-op?
I presume so. I mean,
I believe a number of my friends were playing Saints Row 2 in co-op mode and enjoying it immensely. Okay, all right, that might be something I put on my radar.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it, mate.
All right, let's. I will put that on my agenda, and we will jump on to our next part of news.
Oh, news.
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 Right, what kind of news are we going to talk about? You tell me.
For our next news item, I think we should probably talk about the this news which has occurred about the PS Vita and also about the PlayStation 3. Kirk, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, apparently they were going to try and fix it, but the PlayStation 3 is at the old cross-game chat. Well, they didn't have cross-game chat. If you were playing one game, which I didn't know until not so long ago, because I haven't played my PlayStation that much. But if you're playing one particular game, you can only chat to people that are playing that particular game at the time. So they've actually come out now and said that you can't. They can't fix it.
Fucking scandal.
Scandal, mate.
Mate, the idea that you can have a console which was advertised as some form of supercomputer and you can't have cross-game chat, that's crazy talk. And someone somewhere has made a very, very big mistake.
Someone's dropped something.
And I know for a fact, because it's myself, there are two reasons that I prefer my Xbox 360 to my PlayStation 3. The first one is cross-game chat. The second one is the
Blu-ray.
The achievement system.
Wow, what?
That's why I prefer my Xbox.
Oh, I thought you meant. Oh, yeah, sorry.
You know,
I stand corrected again.
you stand up and are corrected on a number of occasions, sir.
Definitely.
Although, you know, my DVD collection is about 400, 500 DVDs. I got 7 Blu-rays.
Look at you.
So it's not really taken off in the way that I hoped.
No,
but
I only use my PlayStation 3 really for either brilliant exclusive games for the PlayStation 3, i.e. obviously Uncharted.
Well, first party like titles.
Yeah, exclusive only for the PlayStation 3, which hasn't been that many stand out apart from Uncharted.
Oh, come on. Resistance, Little Big Planet.
I like, Little Big Planet. I like that too, but I didn't like Uncharted. But I'm just being pessimistic again.
You're
a
bit of a cynic, Kirkus.
A bit of a cynic again, yeah. But I keep my PlayStation 3 mostly for my Blu-rays. But but apparently this Vita is going to introduce the old It's like the way I mentioned old because it's been done for a while now by the Xbox.
I believe that you had to educate none of us on your little wordplay there, but thank you for doing so.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
That's
I thought
okay.
I was being a bit clever then, but.
And what is the reason? What's the reason that the Vita can do this and the PlayStation 3 cannot?
Something to do with the RAMs now. You're going to have to fill people in here with the spec because I'm not too with it when it comes to digital bollocks.
I like that. I'm not too au fait with the old digital bollocks. So RAM is random access memory, and RAM is kind of your transitional memory. So you have a hard disk on which you store content, data on an ongoing basis, and RAM is just something you use to store data for very, very short periods of time. So, if you want to have a game which has a visual which displays a certain amount of colors on screen, then it's your RAM that actually facilitates that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you've got no idea what I just said. I
couldn't have worded it better myself, mate.
You probably could have slightly, and I'm embarrassed that I didn't live up to your high standard, but
you're only human.
I'm only human. So it would appear from this article, and this article comes from Destructoid.com, so thank you very much, Destructoid, that the Vita has double the RAM that the PlayStation 3 has, and that is 256 megabytes on the PlayStation 3, 512 on the Vita. And apparently what this allows is the architecture and the infrastructure on the back end to allow you to have cross-game chat.
But the thing I was thinking about before, I mean, when are you going to actually be on a train and think, I know, I'll just speak to my mate that he might be playing a different game. I'll just whip out my headset, whack it into my handheld device and start chatting.
And he's just
randomly.
full of you. Like, have you whipped out your headset and whacked it into your handheld device on a number of occasions, Kirkus?
But I wouldn't do that in public because I'd look like a complete ass.
Pedophile.
You just look like a complete tit. It's not necessary on a handheld device. That's all I'm saying.
All right, let me ask you this question. When was the last time you played a dedicated handheld console outside of your house?
Probably on an aeroplane, on holiday, on the way to someplace hot.
Well, you're suggesting that they allow you out of Wales, and I'm suggesting when you say someplace hot, you mean fucking solitary.
Blackpool.
Yeah, no, solitary in your fucking local lockup. Because we covered last week that you've done 7 to 10 in the pen.
Shut up.
For kidnapping.
You fool. But the thing is, which I find myself, when you get to a certain age, especially when you're 28 like me, I feel a bit...
I wouldn't know how that feels, to be honest.
You're like touching 40.
18. Yeah.
But
I'm touching cloth is what I'm doing.
I feel a little bit, I don't know if it was different for other people, but I feel a little bit embarrassed playing a handheld device at my age in public.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I love the thing, but I feel a little bit shit. Do you know what I mean? If I'm on a plane and there's a random sat next to me, and then I'm sat there, he's reading the Times, and I pull out a PlayStation Portable, and start playing like some attacking game. He must look over his shoulder and look at me through his Times spreadsheet and think, what an immature little tosser he is.
Well, I look across my time spreadsheet whenever I'm thinking about you, and that is something which occurs to me. I do confess. A confession has been made here, sir.
See, if I was sat on the bus now and someone like you, 6'2", whatever you are,
6'2", you've banged it on, mate. Are you fucking outside my house?
40-year-old.
God.
You sit down now next to me, just random one of those awkward moments you have to move along the side of the seat. You sit down, I'm there like on my phone trying to look cool, and you pull out a PlayStation Vita and you start chatting to someone. I think you're some kind of weirdo.
Yes, that's right. The equivalent that I can compare to that is there used to be a woman called Mad Mary in...
We've got one called Trendy Wendy.
Okay, well, this is a thing. This is a fucking jam which replicates itself across the earth. So Mad Mary used to put a stick up her own arse and get her own shit out on this stick, and used to go onto buses and hit people with her own shit on a stick.
Okay.
So, that's how I compare people playing fucking Nintendos and PlayStations on the bus. To me, they're Mad Marys.
Well, there you go. Exactly. So you how can it be cool or uh, accept?
Is it 'cause I'm cool?
How can it be acceptable? That all I'm trying to get at is, you wouldn't see me
What are you
dead.
trying to get at here? Well, like, where are we going with this? What are you not going to do on a bus?
You would not see me on a bus with a handheld
Cock,
device at my
dildo,
age.
dildo.
At my age, with a headset, talking, laughing, giggling to myself, playing a computer game on the bus or on a plane.
Would we see that particular fucking aspect of you in your house?
Yes.
See, then that's the point, isn't it? Like, if you're prepared to do it in your house,
Yeah.
why are you not going to do it elsewhere?
You know exactly why. Because you just said yourself
I've seen how you fucking dress, so I do
about,
know exactly why. But
who did you say something? Maureen or something? What did you say her name was?
Mad Mary.
Mary.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
but to be fair, she's going around with a stick with her own shit on it.
yeah,
So
well, at least we've got Trendy Wendy. The worst she does is dresses like a 20-year-old when she's literally 60-something.
okay. Well, we've got a guy in Harlesden called Mick the Stick.
As well as Maureen.
No, Mick the Stick, and what he does is he's an elderly white gentleman, and he's got like a large cane, and he chooses to go up to young black men and women in automobiles, and he smashes his cane on their bonnet, and then he says to them, "What the blood clot is going on?" And
Does he think he's a pimp or something?
well, he's been visiting hospital quite a few times.
I can imagine so.
So Mick the Stick,
An idiot.
yeah, or Mick the Prick, as he might otherwise be known.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me just turn this back to you now, mate.
Flip it over, mate. Flip it over and put.
What is
top
your
up it.
views about this PlayStation turn, saying that they won't turn the PlayStation 3 into a cross game and chat, but they'll do it on the Vita? Just give me a little bit of your opinion. Go on.
I think what I think, Kirk, is I think they fuck the architecture. Do you know the engineering, the software engineering on the PlayStation 3? Because
Do you think that's because they were trying to get it out quicker?
no, I just think it was a design choice. It was a design. Well, perhaps because they were trying to get it out quicker. But there's two things which really upset people about the interface of the PlayStation 3. The first thing is there's no cross-game chat. The second thing is they have what they call XMB, the cross media bar. So do you know when you boot up your PlayStation 3, you've got that interface whereby you can scroll left and right, and every time you scroll left and right, there's a number of up and down options
That's right.
that you have, and that's called the cross media bar. And a lot of people are unhappy with that, but they haven't done anything about it. And I think that's because the way that the system, the software is built, is programmed, the very structure of it means that's it. It's locked. It's locked in.
Can't be altered.
Yeah, there's certain things like, you're a builder, mate. There's, you build certain things. You can make modifications and stuff, but there's certain things that you can't change because that's how the structure is.
The thing that made me a bit pissed off with it is every time I turned it on, I don't play it that often, but every time I do, there's an update for it. And it's not like the Xbox, you turn it on, there's an update, fair enough, and it takes maximum 5 minutes for an Xbox if it's a major update. With the PlayStation 3, I find
that's a bit of a stretch though. Like there's maybe been one occasion on the Xbox where it's gone 5 minutes.
if it's a whole update. I mean, I can only think of twice it's done that.
Yeah.
With
The dashboard, a new dashboard,
and blades and things. That's the only time. But every time I seem to turn on, it says, "Oh, there's a new version for this," and it takes absolutely ages. And by the time it's got like even 25%, I think I sod it. I don't even want to play it no more. I'm gonna just turn it off.
It's quite interesting, isn't it? Like how your ardor for a game, your desire, falls away even after a few minutes. It's like,
But is it me and my Welsh internet connection, or is it anyone else? It takes absolutely ages for it to.
no, it's there's significant amount of updates. All of the PlayStation products, mate. The PSP, same thing. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
true.
bullshit. Actually, I don't know. Like,
Why does it? You know, when you update your PlayStation 3, does it? How long does it roughly take you with your
Do you know-
London?
mate, do you know what I do? If I've bought a new DVD, right? If I've ordered it off Amazon and I expect it to turn up on a Monday,
Yeah.
I turn my PlayStation on a Sunday and just go out.
So it is not just me and my Welsh.
No, I just like I have to actually say I'm gonna turn you on and spend some time doing something else so that I don't get wound up by fucking what's going on here.
See, it's a major flaw, because I couldn't be bothered with it.
No, you're right. I know exactly what you mean.
I just want to sit down, turn the thing on, play a game I want to play, and then turn it off. I don't want to sit there waiting half an hour for it to update. I don't want to
No,
watch.
bullshit to that. Fuck that. I'd rather spend half an hour fucking something. It doesn't.
I don't.
It doesn't have to be a woman.
I have to turn
Hang
on
on.
the TV
Did I
and
just
watch.
did I just say that out loud?
Yes, you did, and it's not going in the outtakes either. You dirty little bastard.
What's wrong with squirrels?
Squirrels. They're a rodent.
Gosh.
Yes. Anyway,
All right. I think we're done with news.
I think we're done.
Any news?
Yeah, definitely, because I need to go to the toilet.
All right. We're done with news. We're going to be
Cut.
back with games that we've played.
Okay, cool.
All right. See you guys after the music.
Almost given up, but it's love that keeps me here, binding the soul to skin inside. Almost given up, but it's fate that ties me with golden ropes of fate in a losing race. We fade away. We particles of you.
Games, Kirkus, games. Tell me your master and commander what you've been playing.
I haven't been playing anything up to date, really, to be honest with you, mate. I've only been playing stuff like Darksiders.
Darksiders, I hear, is a fucking excellent game.
Well, that's what I thought, you see. I heard that as well, and I thought, right, it was my brother's game, you see. He brought it, so I said, can I have a go at that? So I've borrowed it for a few days, and it's okay. Like, it reminds me very much of like a PlayStation 2 title, to be honest with you.
Well, it's supposed to be like a knockoff of Zelda, Nintendo's Zelda.
Oh, God, no, I won't go that far, man. Nah.
No? People say it's like a proper hardcore knockoff.
No, it's more like, I'd say, God of War.
Okay.
It's just a hack and slash, that's all it is.
But not in the format, though, like the way the game is built. Like you go to a temple and you get like a particular weapon which you can use for the rest of the temple, etc., etc.
Yeah, kind of, but there's no I don't know. There's nothing that I'd probably say would stand out. Like, there's a lot of things that stand out to me in Zelda, but there's nothing that stands out to me in Darksiders. It just seems like one of those games you sit down and play if you're bored. To be honest with you.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm saying, okay, that's pretty cool. So how far are you into it?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, because it doesn't give me like a percentage. But I'd say I was playing it for about probably 3.5 hours, 4 hours. I'd
Okay.
say I was probably quite a decent way through it. Like,
Well, it's
but
not going to be more than the sort of 20, 25 hours, is it? So I don't know.
no. But apparently it gets insanely difficult. Apparently, because I don't think there's a difficulty set.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh
But
dear.
as my brother told me, he said that it does get extremely difficult.
Mm.
It doesn't. It's just quite. You don't need much brain, no thinking about it. Just hack and slash. That's all I thought about it. To be honest with you. What about you, mate? What have you been playing this week?
I don't know. I've had quite an iOS based week, mate. I beat Plants vs Zombies on my iPods.
Oh, fair dues.
Took me 5 or 6 hours, maybe 7. Um,
Was it on a train you were playing it?
No, do you know what? I was playing it on the commute, as you suggest, but I also started playing it in my house because that's how much I was enjoying it. So I was playing it instead of my Xbox. Like I've got a 50-inch fucking HD TV, and I'm playing Plants vs Zombies on 3 inches. Like, but there's something about those type of games. Do you know what I mean? Like, and Plants vs Zombies is really interesting in the sense that there's quite a lot of very nuanced mechanics. So it's a very, very simple game in that it's tower defense. You are being attacked by a certain amount of enemies and you have to defend them. And you have to plant plants, like, so you have to drop items and plants to defend yourself. But it's kind of the range of plants, the options that you have, like in addition to like the way that you're being attacked.
Yeah.
Like, so, towards the later levels, I would always die the first time or the first 2 times. And that was kind of because the new zombies they were introducing, I didn't have the right equipment to defuse those particular attacks.
Yeah. So you need to get the feel of that.
You need to get the feel
yeah.
of that new set of plants, or you need to get the feel for how the existing stuff you have can be combined to complement your own defense and attack the opposition. Like, for example, I had like a really, really strong defense, and they introduced a new zombie who was on a pogo stick. And although all of the stuff, dude, this is a thing. This is a thing.
Go on, I just think that's funny. I just visualize a zombie on a pogo stick.
So although I had like a fucking super tight defense for all of the walking zombies, he just bounced over everything and got my game over. Yeah. So at that point, I realized I need to have, a certain zombie he could shoot up into the sky and all this kind of stuff. So a sort of plant he could shoot up into the sky and all this kind of stuff. So it's a really interesting game. I really enjoy it. It's a very, very, very clever game made by PopCap Games. You start in a garden in the day, and it turns into the garden at night. And then you go to your back garden where the swimming pool is, and that changes the entire dynamic of the game. And you go on your own roof, and because the roof is sloped, you can only plant your plants in certain places to shoot over the roof, if that makes sense.
I get you.
Yeah, so it's really, really clever. It's a very good game. I recommend it to anyone who's listening.
Cool.
I mean, I was also playing a game that you recommended to me, Kirk, Sword and Sorcery.
What did you think of that? That's a very interesting game, that is, man.
Yeah, I've never seen anything quite like that, to be honest. Like, you had the old 8-bit art style, but at the same time, the dialogue was kind of contemporary.
Quirky.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's not going to be cool if X person does that. It's like, okay, well, so medieval setting, and you're talking about things being cool, and stuff of that nature. I was like, yeah, I'm not too far into it, but yeah.
Did you get to the part where you had to get across like the chasm
with the giant face?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got there. Yeah, I got there.
That's cool. I thought it was pretty. It was. Yeah, like you say, very, very unique gameplay, innit? But
it's pretty sweet.
In an old school setting.
An old school graphical setting for sure. You tell me a game you've been playing, sir.
Another one. I've been playing Bayonetta. Another probably about a year old, but I brought it like more or less from a bargain bin a few months ago, and I never really thought much of it. I just saw it for a cheap enough price. I thought, right, I'll buy that because I've heard quite good reviews about it, and I played it first time the day I brought it. I thought, oh, this to me just seems like a Devil May Cry ripoff.
Yep, lots of people said that.
Yeah, but I actually give it another go the other day. I thought, what game can I play? I haven't played for a while. So I put that in, loaded it up, and I actually really enjoyed it. I give it a bit of time, and it actually is a decent game. It really is. I don't understand what the hell is going on, but it is a proper decent game. There's all sorts going on in it. Like,
My friend, let me share a couple of other observations with you. Bayonetta was released in 2010, in January, in fact.
Yeah.
And in 2010, it was one of my games of the year. Let's put this into context. 2010 was also the year where Mass Effect 2 came out. And for me, I rated Bayonetta higher than Mass
did
Effect
you really?
2. Yeah,
'Cause I know
for
you're
sure.
a big fan. Big fan of Mass
when,
Effect.
when you get to the end of Bayonetta, Guy, listen to me. Do you know at the moment you're thinking this doesn't really make any sense? Like playing this game. How far are you into it?
Well, I've just managed to turn into a leopard or a jaguar. That was pretty out of the blue.
Okay. I got to the end of the game and I was playing it with my missus. And when I got to the end of the game, I was shouting at my television.
Was it as twisted as Deadly Premonition?
You can't imagine the way. Guy, oh, fuck me. What's going on? What's like? The game ends in space. Like, okay, well, why don't we drive motorbikes on asteroids? Is that a thing? Okay. Okay, I'm on a motorbike on an asteroid, and the moon has turned into the last boss. What the fuck is going on here? What is the Eye of the West? Like, why are people floating in the air? And like, why does Bayonetta, why are her clothes made out of her own hair?
It's proper decent original stuff, isn't it? Really,
Mate,
I don't understand what's going on. But I like the game.
I was shouting at my television.
Well, it's Dirk's job.
Who are these people? Like, what's going on here?
Are they the same guys that made
What's Japan? Like, what is Japan?
Because I see a lot of same kind of concept in Vanquish. Are the same guys, are they?
I think I think it's Platinum Games. Those fucking crazy motherfuckers, man. That's another Suda51 joint, probably.
Oh, it's brilliant, man. I love it.
Oh, I mean, mate, dude, there's a bit where she's walking through like a World War II airfield, and there's crazy shit landing next to her, and people keep saying they know who she is, and you know she's got that English accent like a librarian.
Proper, yeah.
And she's just walking along. She goes, "I feel like a fucking celebrity in this town," like. And then, like a giant 12-foot fucking phoenix statue just lands on her. What's going on here? Like, what's going on? Like, what's up with this game? Like, how does a fucking church fly into the air and attack you? A fucking church, place where Christians like celebrate Jesus and God, and it flies up into the air, grows wings, and fucking attacks you.
It is crazy. It is nuts.
Mate, I take it you've held down right bumper.
Yes, the pose, is it?
And she fucking rocks her hips. Do you want to touch me?
It's nuts. Absolutely crazy.
Dude,
it's a good game. Good game.
I just what is Japan? Like, what is it? Like, why do they sell schoolgirls' knickers on the streets? And why are they making games like Bayonetta? And why are men banned from going in the same subway carriages as women.
I think it goes to show, doesn't it? All.
What's going on here?
Oh, I don't know, but thing is, because obviously I'm a great fan of manga films and everything, and most of the time I'm probably thinking, what the hell is going on? But at the same time, I'm thinking these guys don't really care what kind of message they're sending out there, just as long as it's fun. Do you know what I mean?
My
that make sense?
shadow is cast.
No. It's
Have I fucked it up?
yeah, it's my shadow remains cast. That means that you've died and you've continued. As soon as you press the continue button, that's what she says.
Yeah.
And I've heard
the Eye of the East or whatever that fucking.
yeah, I've heard it quite often, and it's literally imprinted on my brain.
Why don't I fucking drive a motorbike up like along a side of a wall and just say gravity? Do you know what? No, not today.
Not today, sorry.
Yeah, not today. Not today, gravity. I'm just gonna drive my motorcycle just sideways along this wall over here, and I'm gonna talk about the Eye of the East.
Oh, it's brilliant, man.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay.
Is there any other games you've been playing, man?
Black Ops.
Black Ops.
Bit of blops. Bit of COD blops.
You got to use that just to pass the time as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's just a pastimer.
It just sucks you in for about 2 hours and you don't even realise where the time's gone, man. But we've spoke about that before, and I think a lot of people know what we're on about.
I'm not sure that's something that we can actually discuss greatly.
Oh, we've talked about it before, man. It's crazy.
Not too many other games, to be honest.
No, neither have I. Oh, yeah, I can think of a game that you've played.
Pinball FX. Fuck you.
Yes.
Fuck you. The challenge was, I would defeat your minuscule score, and I did so.
You didn't realise you were up against a pinball wizard.
Well, the thing is, what was your score? Well, it depends on what table you're talking about, but let's talk about the Wolverine table.
Wolverine, I think I had 13 million, or was that 7?
No, you had 11 million.
11 million, sorry.
Yeah, and I had 72 million, so...
Bollocks. You're lying through your ass, mate.
I'm lying through my teeth.
Yeah, exactly. But what was I going to say? I saw the score difference before, man. You are getting owned.
I had a different understanding about the nature of this game. Now, see, the thing is, I'm not suggesting that you've got those Sony hackers, like the ones who took the Sony website down to hack my score. I'm not going to suggest that.
I wouldn't either, because I can barely turn on my laptop.
However, something suspicious has occurred if I am rating on the reg 50 million points below you. Like some strange thing. Like something bizarre has happened there.
50 million below me.
Yeah, something... my shadow remains
uncast,
interfered with.
You, mate.
You've been interfering with me, is what I'm suggesting here.
It is like an ant trying to do a contest with the sun, mate. That's what you are.
Oh wow, that's the most fucking philosophical, crazy bullshit you've ever come out with.
Well, that's what I've been playing Marvel.
Well, the ant has a
Marvel versus Capcom
3, yes, and you're shit at it. I agree.
Well,
the ant has a queen. What does the sun have?
The sun has
a father.
Yeah, kind of.
I'd rather take a queen than a father.
Yeah. Anyway, 50 million points below me, mate. That sucks.
I'm going to introduce a new segment into our podcast here, and the segment is video game eccentricities.
Yeah.
Okay. What I want you to do, tell me a little eccentricity, just a little thing that you've done, you know, any sort of video game, like something we've done which is a little bit peculiar, like just a little bit like, no, maybe that's a bit strange, like just maybe that's something on reflection. We've
already spoke about Oblivion, haven't we? I'm not going to get back into that.
No, we haven't done that. We did
that on the first podcast, mate.
Did we talk about the hats?
We talked about everything, and we don't need to go back into that, do we? Because that was a bit strange. Thinking about it now.
Did we talk about the hats?
Well, all it was on Oblivion. Every time I came across something new in the
Okay,
land,
so
the big, vast land of Oblivion, I decided to take it back to my abode and place it somewhere as an ornament or a decorative feature. I don't know why I did it. I tried to collect as many helmets, swords. I can't believe I'm telling you these guys. Fuck. Anyway, that's probably the most craziest thing I've ever done. Probably because I had too much time on my hands.
listen, you know, you and I are friends and shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I, I kind of don't like. I kind of don't think that's weird. Hang on. Give me a sec. Give me a second.
Okay. The hell are you doing?
What the fuck is wrong with this guy over here putting fucking hats and fucking like police, police? What's going on? Like, I'm doing a fucking podcast with this guy. He knows my fucking name and shit. And he's putting, Chanel, he's putting fucking hats and shit. Like, oh, mate. What's going on? What's going wrong here? What's going on? Hey, sorry, mate. I just had to, something just popped up or whatever. So, I'm back. I'm back. So, no, that's fine. That's cool. That hats and shit. Like, that's.
We express the same things, but with different words. We acknowledge the same curve, and those might have hurt. It's like the last line you draw to remind a past time, a fast-minded feeling of freedom, please to be recognized. And I can hear your doctors calling from here to say.
And we are back and ready for business. This is our news section, and Kirkus, I believe we've got a little bit of a trend in that we've been talking in no small amount about digital gaming and the effects that, you know, the digital gaming community has on the entirety of no bollocks to that. And we are back, and this is our news section. And Kirkus, I would like to discuss with you our first piece of news, and
Yeah.
it's something that we've been talking about in a little bit. You know, we've been tangenting on the notion
We've
of
touched the
yeah
topic, haven't we?
on digital gaming, because this is quite an interesting thing. Just in terms of how the whole digital gaming arena is affecting, like, you know, just the gaming market. And we've been talking about, like, you know, iPhone, iOS stuff, the small, you know, no. And we are back, and our first news. No, that's not
Me?
in your own time.
Cut it. Is after you fight that bitch, the one with the blonde hair. Do you remember that bit?
Yeah.
And then there's a
Well,
second.
but there's a couple of encounters of her.
Well, she turns into this fucking leopard and runs off. And it's the first time you get you. Yeah, meow. She goes, fuck. She goes, that was absolutely amazing. Do you remember?
Yeah, she just finished in my bed, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I heard that shit. I thought that's not the first time I've heard that. Anyway, I can't think of another film. I was gonna say song, game.
Played.
Let me just go and get my cigarettes from over there, my other packet. I've actually gone through about 7 fags since doing this shit, man.
And what about cigarettes?
Fuck you.
Happiness. It's a cigar called Hamlet.
Happiness only means loneliness. I can sing a song.
Have you got a fucking guitar?
Of course I have.
Oh, mate, that's pretty sweet. Why didn't you record us some fucking intros?
I don't know, mate. I'm not that good, man.
I don't hurt my love don't hurt my heart. Even when I want to pull her apart. Even when she says I have something to tell you. All of these others ruin it for us. Crawls across my skin, I could do it. I know how to do it right. Darling, hold me tight. The power is in a moment. I don't hurt my love, and I help her off the floor. She used to say the truth is what you make it. She doesn't say that anymore. Love, 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 my love, 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 my heart, don't hurt my love, don't